Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be in the world. I'm Sara Jane. This is a special Gift of Healing TV as we are joined by Janine Savient, who is going to be sharing with us about the Global Rising Summit that starts on the 19th of June for 16 days with 16 amazing speakers and amazing hosts. Janine, welcome to the program. Thank you for joining me to share about the summit.
Thank you so much, Sarah. It's so wonderful to be here, and I've been looking forward to this and sharing the summit with the world again. This is our second summit, and so looking forward to launching it and bringing beautiful speakers to the world. So thank you for your welcome.
Absolute pleasure. Folks, let me introduce Janine to you sort of very briefly, and then we'll sort of get some more information about the summit from her. Janine stands on the leading edge of thought and awareness. She comes with a message for all humanity, and as the messenger for love that she knows herself to be, she speaks to all humanity through her energy of love and compassion. It is not our world that needs to change, that we may live in love. It is us ourselves that we are being invited to change, for it is we that are that love. So, Janine, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Can you share a little of your story, especially sort of revolving around how the summits even came about?
Certainly, Sarah. So it's quite a long story, but I'll condense it right down here. I came to this world 5.5 years ago as into this adult body on the operating table, and I'm known in human terms as a walk-in, and so I came here to learn about love in its full capacity to hold everything within it, and this reality right here is the very best playground, if you like, for me to learn that. So where I come from, we live in a state of bliss, and so love is that state of bliss, but there's no growth within that, you see. So you need to encompass all the shadow and all the light to have the full experience of what love is. So I arrived here, and I brought my full knowing of who and what I am, and I know that the Prime Creator created this universe as the playground for us to have every experience that we can consciously create for ourselves and unconsciously create for ourselves. And this particular planet stands on the leading edge of the spectrum of choice that we have here, from the fully negative to the fully positive and everything in between. So I came to this particular planet to learn about love as it encompasses everything. And so, and this learning I will take back to my civilization, and well, it's filtering back through from me now. And so my civilization is starting to realize that within this experience that I'm having, that there's so much more to love than just bliss. So I come with a broader, deeper understanding and awareness of this reality than many that are here have. Heather is also very similar to myself in her deep and broad awareness. She is also one that has come into a full adult body as well. So we're from different civilizations, but we came together, and Heather has she has the experience of running a summit. She was the host and facilitator and creator of Healers United Global Summit, which was the first one she did, and HUGS for short. And within that summit, I was a speaker. And so I found there was an opportunity within that for others to step forward. And so Heather and me got together and we decided to create the Global Rising Summit. We called it Stand Up, Speak Out, Be Seen, because people who are ready and feel they've got the courage to step onto that platform, they can, we hold the energy, they step on and they allow the world to see them in their authenticity, whatever that is, whatever their truth is, whatever they bring. So, and that's where my passion lies, is in supporting others to step out, say to the world, I am here to have a human experience. I am learning to embody this human experience fully, but beyond that, I know myself to be something, someone, and someone else from another civilization, and I can embody that and bring all that through to this human experience as well. So yes, that's it in a nutshell, how I came to be and Heather came to be doing these summits together.
Brilliant. Obviously, we had conversations before because I was part of the summit earlier this year as well. And you'd mentioned about being walk-ins. I actually had a guest on Wednesday evening who was another walk-in. And so suddenly it sort of, and it's lovely. It really is. But the summits themselves, obviously, you are supporting people to, yeah, speak out, be seen. And it's really important, the sharing of your story. I was given some words earlier this week. It was really strange. Your healing journey is your greatest teacher and gift to yourself and to the world. And I think that's what you're helping people to do, isn't it? Share, realize the value of their own healing journey and the gift that that brings.
Absolutely, Sarah, in a nutshell. You see, when a person stands up on the platform of the summit and allows their truth to come forward for the world to hear them, to see them, what's actually happening there is they are hearing and they are seeing this themselves. So the power that's within that hearing and seeing of self is the greatest healing power that there is for that person to fully embody themselves. And so they bring through so many aspects of themselves from so many other realities and dimensions, and they embody that right here. There is so much more to this reality than this physical level, and people were realizing this now, and all of the summit speakers are having the courage now to share these parts of themselves and be the example for others, so that something's triggered within the viewers that are listening, and it's like, oh my gosh, I've wanted to hear this for so long, or am I hearing this, So, it's like our reality is really opening up now, because we ourselves are opening up now. We're allowing of more. So the greatest healing journey there is in hearing and feeling ourselves in a moment of truth.
And it's so wonderful. The greatest, no, I don't like the word healers, because about healing, it's just you that can heal you. But those people that bring the greatest gifts, the most powerful, empowering tools, are those people who've discovered this from their own journey. And there are more and more modalities, if you want to use that word, that are growing, expanding, becoming known. More and more people, myself included, there are so many people that they've learnt lots of different things, they brought them together, and it is something that is uniquely brought by them because of their journey that they can bring to others. And as each person shares their experience, where they came from and where they are now, as you said, people listening, it's just like they understand. This person may have the confidence now, but they do understand where I am at the moment. And they can help me to get to where they are and beyond.
That's absolutely correct. You know, all of us can go along and learn modalities. We can be in conversation with others, hear their words, hear their message. We can pick up the books and read the words in the books. But in every case, with every modality and with every word that's read or heard, we are hearing another's truth. Now, within those others' truth, we can have triggers that ignite, spark, awaken something in ourselves, but we can't take them on as our truth, because they're not. Our truth sits deep within us, ourselves. We are our greatest teachers. So, and we are our greatest healers. We are the master of ourself. We are the master of our world. So within the summit, we have those beautiful, beautiful ones that stand on this platform and they say, this is me, hear me, listen to my words, feel my energy, hear my message, then take the pieces of that will awaken or ignite you to be who you authentically are, and revel in that beauty of yourself. So this is the passion that comes out in me, to be able to, along with Heather, to hold the space for these ones that step up onto this platform. We don't have limitation or boundary on who can step forward. We open this platform to anybody that feels the pull to do it. We don't have a market that we are showing to. Humanity is our market, because there is something in every speaker, even if it's only one sentence, that will trigger or ignite something in, even if it's only one of the viewers. Our job is done, and that the job of the speaker is done. So this is, yes, what you said before is absolutely correct. We are our own healers. We are our own teachers, Sarah.
And really, it's listen to all 16, because there may be a word, a single word from each one of them that sparks something. It may be only one that totally resonates. You never know when you are going to hear what you need. And it could come from multiple of the speakers. And when you put everything that they've all said together, it's creating then your truth. And it is totally about your truth. What feels right for you? Reading different books, some people will say, oh no, I picked that up and it went in the bin. And I've heard that about conversations with God, which have been huge to me. But other people just haven't been able to cope with them at all. There are so many different books out there, and they're Power of Now. I just can't read it. I can't get into it. But there are other people who adore it. And so this is just it, isn't it? It's by listening, may not resonate with that speaker, but one word they say could be totally, totally right for you.
Absolutely. You know, you may have been waiting quite a while to hear that one word, and that's all you need, or one sentence. What I say to people is that we take a little bit of this and we take a little bit of that and a bit from over there, and we create our own flavour. So I am flavour Janine in this life, and you are flavour Sara, and I am completely unique in my flavour. There is no other being that is flavour Janine like I am, or no other being that is flavour Sara like you are. So it's about never comparing, never judging ourselves to any other, but fully developing our own flavour and bringing that flavour to this reality. And on the summit, this is what we fully encourage. And within the interviews that I'm conducting with the beautiful speakers, I'm gently trying to draw them out so that not only do the viewers see their flavour or get a hint of what it is, but they're discovering even possibly more layers of their flavour for themselves as they're speaking. So you can feel, I'm sure, my passion about this. I'm truly passionate about helping all those that are ready to know their flavour and what they can bring to this reality, this world of ours, their uniqueness, their beauty, and help make this place more beautiful as well. And beauty is not only in the full light of life. Beauty is also found in the shadow areas as well. And that's one of the things that I'm here learning right now from my civilization, is to find the beauty, to find the love that sits within the shadow areas of life too, because the old saying, Heather, there isn't light without the dark. So both coexist, and the prime creator that created this universe created all of the dark and all of the light that exists within it. So it stands to reason that all of the light and all of the dark exist to coexist together within love. So and as I learn it, I bring it to my understanding, I bring to this world as well through my consultations and that with my clients, and encouraging those speakers on the summit as well.
You talk about sort of the light and dark, but then there was something I sort of saw today, and it was about the dark and about, okay, if it's dark, actually you can see the stars. But actually, do you know what? The dark is, for human existence, is as essential as the sunlight. Because, I mean, I know for a lot of people that suffer with SAD during the winter, there is an excess of melatonin, which is what dark brings. But we need that melatonin. That is an essential, sort of, it's the body creates it because the body needs it. Just as we need the sunlight for the vitamin D, we need the light and the dark. We need to sleep in a dark room. That is the healthiest thing that we can do. And so the dark has its own light, for want of a better word, because it is as essential. And so if there is something that somebody says that you're thinking, don't believe that, don't agree with that at all, it doesn't matter. It is so important that some of our darkest times can actually be the times that bring the greatest light. The way I suppose it's put, Neil Donald Walsh, perhaps when everything is falling apart, it is actually falling together. And I can see aspects in my life where that has been, there's never been a truer word said. And I'm sure many of your guests are sharing just that. The number of speakers on things I've heard, their life has had to fall to pieces in numerous different ways for their life to actually start to take true form.
Yes, once again, I totally agree with what you're saying. You see, I lived in the Christchurch area down here in New Zealand. And before I came here to Auckland, I lived through the major earthquakes down there and the 12,000 aftershocks and earthquakes over a few year period. Now, many would say, especially those that lived within those times in that area, that is the darkest time of their life, that they lost their businesses, they lost family members, they lost their houses, they lost their lives as they knew them. But what comes from these darkest of times is the greatest of light, because I witnessed neighbour turning to neighbour that had never spoken before. I witnessed communities within communities coming together in support and love for each other. I've witnessed, even though I've left now, I still go back, I'm witnessing the rebuild of a brand new city and new structure. And yes, so the dark created this, but the brightest of light is growing from it. And not just on the physical level, but on the deeper spiritual, energetic and spiritual levels for so many whose lives have changed and needed to change, but many were in fear of making a change. So life stepped in and created this very traumatic event, because there's nowhere to turn but to yourself in those times. So yes, Sarah, that's exactly what happens between the dark and the light as they play out together.
So basically, folks, if you're thinking about watching any of this summit, watch it. The guests that are going to be on are going to be sharing gifts with you. And if you're going through what appears to be the darkest of times, one day you will be able to see and say, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. No, we don't expect you to say it today if you're going through it today. But it's amazing. I can say that about my wake-up call. It was not a good time, but I wouldn't change it. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I think the majority of your speakers, probably every single one of them, will say their darkest times became the best thing that ever happened to them.
Absolutely. That it's through the darkest times that we find the light in ourselves. And sometimes the darkest times are because we don't know ourselves. We have a feeling within, we have a longing, we have a hunger, but we don't know how to journey to that part of ourselves. So, come on board and listen to these 16 speakers that we have on this summit. Every one of them shares some personal journey with the viewers. Every one of them is right here. They have their contact details below their interviews, and every one of them has found the courage to stand on that platform and say, this is who I am. And so it gives permission by their very example of their courage to stand in their truth for the viewers to stand up and be seen as well within their own truth. So yes, I hugely encourage the viewers, Sarah, to watch every one of the speakers. Every one of them is very unique in their own flavour and the gifts that they bring to life. And there's some channeled messages from different realms and realities within some of these interviews. There's languages that may be heard for the first time, and it's the energy that's coming across is glorious. So yes, I'd encourage everybody that can do to watch the summit, and it's free. It's completely free to do so.
That's got to be a bonus. What's the website address?
It's www.theglobalrisingproject.com.
So folks, and I will make sure that goes under the video on YouTube. So if you find this on YouTube, we'll put that underneath. Please do check that out. The it's running from the 19th of June to the 4th of July inclusive. So that's the 16 speakers, the 16 days. And there's a page on the Gift of Healing TV website. You can find a load of information there as well, sharing bios of all the speakers, the days that they're having. I'm assuming that's all on that your website as well. So
Yes.
Gift of Healing TV are helping to promote this, because we genuinely feel that it fits very well within what we do and what we're trying to share. And it's a pleasure to work in conjunction with Janine and with Heather. It really is. Is there anything finally that you would like to share about the summit, before we sort of close?
Thank you, Sarah. I think we've covered it all in the last half hour on this interview together. This summit is unique. Every summit, of course, is unique, but it's simply because this one doesn't have a topic. It's the topic is truth, and the topic is courage, and the topic is love. So I would highly recommend the viewers come on and just listen to the truth, the love that is shared on here. So yes, I think it's all been said. Thank you, Sarah, and thank you so much to the viewers that are watching this too. It's been a blessing to be here and share my passion with you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm looking forward to the start of the summit, sort of because I will be watching them all. And yes, I'm one of the guests, which I am delighted to be. So, Janine, thank you very much. Obviously, all the best to all of the speakers, to yourself and to Heather, because I know you've still got some more of the interviews to do. Thank you for spending the time sharing with us here on Gift of Healing TV. And to those of you that are listening live, to those of you that watch this, and I hope you will go and find, I will continue to share the links, as the website, I'm sure, will continue to share the links once each video has gone live and has been shared on its appropriate day. All the dates are on the website. Janine, thank you. Janine is in New Zealand, as she said, so it's her morning, it's my evening. I'm going to say good night, and I'm going to say to Janine, have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. We'll see you again soon. Love, peace, and light to you all. Namaste.